So, what can I do for you?
Well, nurse, what? Yes, that. I was wondering if you could tell me, have you always been a nurse at Lambview Hospital?
Straight out of nursing school, which was a very long time ago, probably before you were born.
If we're lucky.
What is this about? Have I treated you before?
I'm hoping you can tell me.
I'm sorry, son, but I don't recognize your face or your name.
You wouldn't. I was a baby when my birth mother abandoned me here in the ER. And I didn't find this out until just recently, and I would like to find my parents. I was hoping maybe you could help us figure out what happened the night that I was left here.
Well, certainly, but you'd probably do better checking into which agency made your placement.
You don't understand. Rex wasn't adopted.
Someone came not long after I was left here and took me away. Her.
Wait, is this for real?
Someone dropped me off the hospital and just took off. Shortly after that, Allison Perkins showed up and said that I was hers.
And she wasn't your mother?
No, she's just a psycho criminal who was prowling the hospital that night looking to snatch up a little kid.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Allison found out that I had just been dropped off here and figured that I'd be easy pickings.
I'm so sorry that this happened to you.
Oh, well, as you can see, as far as abandoned baby situations go, Rex is not your ordinary case. We're just hoping that maybe that night sticks out a little to you, and, you know, there's hopefully something, anything that you could tell us that might help us find his parents.
I do remember this woman and that night, like it just happened. It was my husband's birthday. We were supposed to have dinner at this new Italian place, but there was a terrible accident, a pileup on the interstate, and I was called into work. I just finished assisting on a patient, a head trauma, one of the worst I'd ever seen. When we got the word that an ambulance had pulled up, I went out to meet it, and that's when I saw the bundle on a gurney.
A bundle?
It just seemed to appear out of nowhere. With all the confusion of the accident, none of us really saw anything. All I know is when I got to it, the bundle was a baby. It must have been you. And I looked up, and I saw the doors to the ambulance bay swing shut. Someone had just left.
You saw my mother?
I picked you up and ran outside. Somebody was getting into a car. I called after it, but they drove off.
Did you see who it was? Could you describe the person that left me there? Person you saw, a man or a woman?
It was dark. I really couldn't tell who it was. All I know is a couple of hours later, the woman in this picture...
Allison Perkins.
If you say so. This woman came to claim you. I just assumed it was the person I'd caught a glimpse of, the one who dropped you off.
And she said that she was my birth mother.
Well, she said that she was sorry she'd left you there. She seemed so sincere. She told me that she was young and scared and that she'd made a mistake, but that she'd had a chance to think it over, and she decided that she loved you and she didn't want to give you up.
Okay, but she didn't have any proof.
But I was so green back then, and that night with the accident and the confusion, I thought I was doing the right thing, giving her back her baby. If I had known the truth, I never would have let her take you.
You had no way to know. It is not your fault.
It's probably better you didn't question Allison. She's a psychopath who knows what she would have done to you.
She seemed so sweet.
Yeah. Looks can be deceiving.
Are you sure you don't remember anything about the person you saw leaving the ambulance bay? What they were wearing, their build, what kind of car they got into?
I'm sorry, but I don't... Wait.
What is it?
You had something with you when you were left here.
I did what?
I still have it. I can show you.
Blossom, I know we didn't get what we hoped for, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the road. We'll still find your parents.
Well, maybe I'm better off not knowing.
What does that mean?
The more I search, the more wrong answers I get. Thinking Mitch Lawrence was my father should have told me something.
That you don't share the same blood as that freak?
That if I keep pushing my luck, I'm going to keep getting burned. And it's not just me I have to think about. Believing Mitch was my dad put you in danger. Shane, Stacy. What happened to her?
That wasn't your fault.
I was the one that kept poking around.
Mitch believed he was your father long before you stumbled onto that fake birth certificate. He was going to force himself into your life whether you liked it or not.
What about next time? What if my next dad turns out to be even worse?
Not possible. Look, we'll find your parents, and whoever they turn out to be, we'll deal with it.
I don't know. Rascal, maybe it's just time I gave up.
Found it.
What is it?
This was hidden in the blanket you were bundled in when you were left here. I put it aside so no one would steal it while I was waiting for the state to pick you up. But then that Allison woman showed up and...
You didn't want to give it to her?
Well, it all happened so fast, I forgot. It's probably the one right thing I've done in this whole mess.
Well, like we said, Allison is very dangerous. You might not be alive today if you had challenged her.
I held on to this all these years thinking that I might cross paths with you again. And now that I have, this is yours to take.
Was there a note?
I'm sorry. That's all I have. For what it's worth, it seems to me that you turned out okay. I think that your parents, whoever they are, would be very proud.
Now I'm officially out of leads.
You don't know that for sure. We could turn up something else.
How? Allison already told us everything she's going to. Roxy doesn't know anything. Mitch Lawrence. This is probably the first time in his whole life that he's completely in the dark about something. This is the closest I will ever get to my real parents.
Awesome. You'll find them. Someday. I know you will.
How can you be so sure?
I promise you. Whoever left this for you is out there somewhere waiting to be found.